Hi, I'm Stuart from HiFi Peak. I'm here with Kasia Richter, the Wellbeing Strategist at Show Deluxe 2026. I nearly said 2027 there. I'm getting ahead of myself. Kasia is a wellbeing strategist. And at the show she does gong baths and other things. So tell us what a gong bath is, if people don't already know.
All right, if you still don't know what a gong bath is, I want to ensure you that your hair are going to stay dry, okay? Because sometimes my clients call and say like, listen, I want to come for this bath, but like, do I need to bring a hair dryer? I'm like, no. You're being bathed in sound, okay? So we're just it's a primarily relaxation experience, and you're just lying down just like you would in a little spa or like, in a relaxation session after the yoga session. And basically you allow your body to fully relax, just to focus on yourself and your body and your thoughts. The phone, imagine like having 1 hour without your phone, okay? So that already is a big benefit, right? Secondly, you just lie down. So that allows your whole system to slow down and your head to also slow down in a way. And then the magic happens the moment you start listening to the waves, whatever the waves are that are coming from the instruments, in this case being the symphonic gongs, which I'm using, plus, the whole range of all other instruments. Some of them, they mimic the sounds of nature, like rain sticks, like sea drum. So why do those instruments exist? Because, why are we mimicking the nature, right? Not everybody in our realistic urban life has the privilege of just going out to nature and listening to birds, or like walking along the seashore and listening to the sea waves. So those instruments were created in order to mimic those sounds, because those sounds synchronize the both hemispheres of our brain, and that allows our whole system just to slow down, reset, and relax. So there's a whole bunch of research evidence talking about the therapeutic aspect, and sound baths, gong baths have been introduced in hospitals for the therapeutic reasons, primarily in the US, but also like in Germany. So slowly it's really, really picking up on a big scale.
And is there a specific frequency that you aim for, or is it just a mixture of frequencies?
It's a mixture of frequencies. Each gong would be tuned to slightly different frequencies, the same like other instruments, like a crystal balls. So it's a mixture. And some gongs are really low frequencies, and we need them all, but it's like, every day you're in different mood, you need different things. So, that's the art of basically picking up on it and adjusting it on, like, what do you need. So yeah, we work with all different frequencies.
And last year when we spoke, you said that busy people were taking their lunch break and now going for a gong bath. And I've noticed online that you've now got in Wimbledon Wellbeing House set up.
So yes. For over a year, the past year, I've been running my own little studio. It's like a micro studio. I host up to 8 clients at each session, and I've been running the sound baths on a weekly basis. And it was doing pretty well. I'm like expanding it now and going into more frequent sessions.
I think the feedback that we've had about your room at Show Deluxe, it's always very, very positive, and I know that people have to book the sessions.
Yes.
And are you booked up already for the weekend?
Not yet.
Not yet? Okay.
So there's still room. There's still room, and I'm really, really looking forward. And people come back, and especially those who have attended last year, and just straight away don't ask any questions. They said like, oh, I just want to sign up.
Yeah.
Because they know what they're up to, right? And a lot of people are maybe encountering this. They just see the gong. They don't know where the sound is coming from. So it's really magical, to see how people learn, how people really embrace, these experiences, and that's where I really take a lot of pride and joy.
I found it really interesting. My brain is going
Especially at
24/7.
the show.
Yeah, and I'm busy all the time and thinking about new things and all the rest of it. But you enter your room and you sit down, you close your eyes, you hear that gong, and it's just instant zen, I guess. And it is very relaxing. And if you are at the show, or if you want to check out Wellbeing House, it's well worth going and experiencing. You're doing a bigger session in this room this weekend, aren't
Yes,
you?
yes, that's Bentley Lounge, right?
Yeah.
So on Sunday at 12, I'll be hosting a session here, and I'm really excited because that's much bigger space, and I'm really curious to see like how it's gonna play out. Yeah, I'm sure it's gonna be amazing.
So you were doing retreats as well to Greece last year, I believe?
Yes, I'm doing retreats in Norway and Cyprus.
Okay.
So Norway is a Pilates yoga camp. It's a 4-day experience if you like the wild nature of the fjords and the cold water and walking in forest and doing Pilates and body movement. It's a good thing.
So
to
you're
do.
mixing the whole sauna culture with the gong baths and the cold water things, and
Not so much sauna. That is a culture. But on our retreat, we're just like swimming in the cold water. We have also heated pool, so you can use that. And then we have a lot of Pilates throughout the day, and also yoga, which I'm delivering, and the sound bath in the evening for the relaxation.
so what kind of people are turning up to these events?
All sorts of people, primarily people, majority are women. They're women who are aware of their needs. A lot of them work for international consulting companies, and they are being entrepreneurs, and they're just super busy, super tensed, and they just want to take a break.
It's very difficult, isn't it, in society now? We're all working 24/7. We're all busy, busy, busy.
Yeah.
And I think sometimes we neglect to take that time out for ourselves and our mental health, just to quieten down. And the gong bath situation sort of forces you into that situation, doesn't it?
Exactly, and what my message basically is taking a break to reset, whether it's a sound bath during the week or weekend, or whether it's a retreat. It's a tool for energizing yourself, for really making more out of your productivity in a long term, rather than just burning yourself out.
I think that's quite interesting because that's exactly what I found, that sort of 20 minutes or whatever it is that I spend in the gong bath, you just completely relaxed and completely chilled out. But then when you get out of the room, you feel buzzy, for want of a better word, and you do feel energized. It's a really interesting thing.
Yes, it's like a strategic break. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So what's next for you on Wellbeing Strategist?
Well, I'm preparing for the retreat in Norway, which is happening this year in June. So that's 4 days in June, and just going to Norway. Norway is such a great destination. It's really not so well known yet, and it's for people who really want to embrace, this concept of this quiet luxury, I would say, because Norway is quiet to start with. The luxury lies in experiences like clean air, low human pollution, just, being out there and enjoying the nature. So, that's the real luxury.
I think that the whole concept of quiet luxury is quite interesting. It's the slogan for the show that we're doing this weekend.
Yes.
And yeah, quiet luxury is having luxurious things that don't shout luxury and don't have brand names all over them and all the rest of it. But I quite like how you're using this as well to bring the whole gong bath experience and the well-being concept into that quiet luxury as well, because time and quietness is a luxury that a lot of us just don't have in our day-to-day lives.
Yes. Well, I operate from the point of view that health is wealth, and sound baths are a tool, or retreats are the tool, or any strategic break you take are really the tool for feeding, your body, your soul, so that you can basically feel better. You can have more creative ideas when they come from this place of really feeling who you are, feeling fully integrated. And these are really tools that work. They're super shortcut, and all you need to do is just be open to embrace it. That's all.
And I noticed, I walked into your room yesterday while you were setting up, and you have a signature smell in there. It was just such a nice space to walk into, and you do candles as well. Is that
I
right?
have candles. Yes. I provide luxury soy candles. On every year, I have different scents. My latest scent is oud leather
Oh, okay,
pomegranate.
cool.
So
I do
that's-
like oud. It's a
Yes,
smell.
yes. It's absolutely gorgeous. Yes.
So you had a book as well. Is that still available?
Yes, absolutely. The book, Burnout Recovery Guide for Female Entrepreneurs, is available on in several formats, also as an audiobook, on Amazon.
Okay.
So if you're interested in getting a little bit more theory, or just getting a bit of knowledge, or also learning about my history of conquering burnout and depression without medication, it's all there.
Cool. Excellent. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.